there's a lot of negativity around the Minnesota Vikings and specifically J.J. McCarthy. Colin Cowherd was talking about McCarthy, saying he has doubts in him being the guy for the Minnesota Vikings, and there's just a lot of negativity out there. So coming up on today's show, I'm going to be explaining to you guys why this J.J. McCarthy experiment will work and why he is going to shock the NFL world this upcoming year. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. But before we do so, let's get the positivity rolling here. I want to see 1,000 likes on today's show. Everybody who clicks on this video, go down there and hit that thumbs up icon. If you believe J.J. McCarthy is a franchise quarterback, hit that thumbs up icon today. We're going to go in over 5 reasons why he will succeed. But hit that thumbs up icon if you guys are J.J. McCarthy believers. Hit that thumbs up icon. But number one here, elite arm talent. Now, a lot of people have been talking about J.J., and honestly, a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about. Colin Cowherd keeps on saying he doesn't have a big-time arm. He's got a mediocre arm. And what he was talking about on his show, he was like, oh, you go look at the scout. You know, he's got a modest arm. It's just not true. This guy's got a whippet of an arm. He's had that since high school. He had it at Michigan, and he's going to have it in the NFL. And, you know, sometimes, I can get up on here and say, oh, yeah, J.J. McCarthy's got an unreal arm. T.J. Hawkinson was comparing him to Matthew Stafford. Harrison Phillips was comparing him to Josh Allen. And the latest was Josh Metellus. This is what he had to say. He is one of the best zips I've seen since being in the league, and I've been around some guys who could sling it. Shout out to Sean Mannion. He was slinging it. That's hilarious. He had a great arm. But, yeah, J.J. throws the ball as good as I've been around. He can put the ball where he wants to. And Metellus, the Sean Mannion shout-out, that was not on my bingo card, my friend. That was absolutely hilarious. When I was listening to that quote, and he said, yeah, I've been around a lot of guys that can sling the football. Sean Mannion, that was one of the guys that could. That was absolutely hilarious, man. So shout-out to Sean Mannion. I love Josh Metellus, showing him some love. But, you know, people treat J.J. McCarthy like he's got a noodle arm. And it is so far from the truth. Like, he has a cannon of an arm. He can touch every single blade of grass on the football field. And, you know, people just think because at Michigan they weren't asking him to throw the ball over the lot that they just think he can't do it. But also in certain plays at Michigan, he was throwing the ball over the lot. And the thing I love about McCarthy is, you know, you can have a big-time arm and you can have some mobility, but it's tough to pair those two things up. And when J.J. McCarthy, when he's outside of the pocket and he's making plays, playing a little backyard football, that cannon of an arm doesn't go anywhere. And if you guys remember, at the Combine when J.J. McCarthy was coming out, he had one of the hardest throws. Joe Milton, who people regard as having one of the biggest arms in NFL scouting Combine history, he threw it 62 miles an hour. Well, where was J.J. McCarthy? 61 miles an hour. Dean Lowry, 60, and then drops down to Bo Nix and Sam Hartman. And again, it gets me back to this. Just because Michigan didn't ask J.J. to throw the ball 30-plus times a game doesn't mean he can't. And I have been also saying this offseason, I want the Vikings to be more of a run-first team, lean into the strengths that J.J. had at Michigan. Yes, I want to see the Vikings run the ball more. But also, your bread and butter offensively over the last couple of seasons has been throwing the football. And I'm sure Kevin O'Connell is not scared to unleash J.J. McCarthy and have him throw the ball 35, 40 times in a game. Because J.J., his senior year of high school, when he had a different situation than what he was at Michigan, where it's more, you know, built through the run, pro-style offense, but he was in more of a spread, throw the ball over the lot. At IMG in 6 games, that's what he did. He was averaging 240 yards through the air in a high school offense, throwing 14 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That's just in 6 games played. So that elite arm talent is there. And that is honestly, when I see somebody tell me JJ doesn't have a big arm, I just can't take you seriously on what you have to say about the NFL. Because that clearly means you didn't go back and watch him at Michigan. You were just box score hunting. You're just looking at the stats. But if you go throw on the tape, man, that thing flies off his hand. It's been flying off his hand at OTAs, at minicamp. So why he will succeed? Because of that bazooka he's got over there. But number 2, and this might be my favorite reason on why JJ will be a successful NFL quarterback, situational greatness. He was one of the best, if not the best ever, at 3rd and 7+ throws at the college football level. Chat stats for you guys. J.J. McCarthy was 36 of 49, 73.4% for 544 yards with 27 first downs or touchdowns, which he had 6, on 3rd and 7+ throws during his final year at Michigan. 36 of 49 on 3rd and 7+. That is generational. That's the situational greatness I'm talking about, where it's big-time moments. You take that Rose Bowl game, college football semifinal, JJ gets the ball, they're down 7, marches right down up the field, picks up 2 4th downs, scores a touchdown. Back in overtime. First touchdown on the first drive of the game. And that's why he is a winner. It's not just because of the teams that have been around him. It's because of him being a situationally great quarterback. That results in wins. Like, he's been like this since high school. He lost 1 game in his entire high school career. He lost 3 games at Michigan. He's lost 4 games since he's been 14 years old. And Cowherd today was talking, what does J.J. McCarthy do great? Like, you can see it with Mahomes. You can see it with Allen. You can see it with Burrow. Situational greatness is his elite trait. When the pressure is heightened, when it's the biggest moments of an NFL game, that's where he is at his best. And you can see that if you just go watch what he did at Michigan. Like, please, for anybody that has doubts, don't listen to me. I'm just explaining everything I'm hearing. Go throw on the tape of when he was at Michigan. This guy was a stud. His first ever touchdown pass of his college career when he was 18 years old, it came on a 3rd and 25 play. He rolls out to his right. He gets outside of the numbers. He throws it across to the other hash 40 yards down the field for a touchdown. And that was when he was 18 years old. I just can't wait to see what he's going to develop into as well, because I actually didn't know this. J.J. McCarthy next season will be the youngest starting quarterback in the National Football League. And I think he's going to hit the ground running right away. And it starts with this situational greatness, where maybe we'll see some growing pains during that Bears Monday night game. First 3 quarters, it doesn't go well. But when that 4th quarter comes around, he just turns that dial up a little bit. So we'll dive into more reasons here. Let me ask you guys this. J.J. McCarthy will be the blank best Vikings quarterback of all time. I think he's going to be the best. I didn't get to watch Fran Tarkenton. So for all the old heads watching the show, I mean, this is no disrespect to the man Fran. I watch his highlights all the time. Guy was a freak. Dante Culpepper, Brett Favre for that season. But I think J.J. McCarthy will go down as the best Vikings quarterback of all time. That's what I'll say. But you guys let me know. J.J. will be the blank best Vikings quarterback of all time. All righty. Why J.J. McCarthy will succeed? Sneaky athlete. And honestly, I hate just throwing that word sneaky there, because he is an athlete. At Michigan, the amount of times, I just mentioned that Rose Bowl game against Alabama. One of the key plays on a first down, JJ, it was a read option. He pulled the ball and he went for about 15 yards. Like, I could maybe see that in the playbook for KOC, but also I think JJ's ability to play backyard football is extremely underrated. And what I was talking about earlier, him having, you can be a great athlete and you can have a great arm, but can you mash those two together? Like, that's where we see Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, all of these guys, like, take their games to the next level. Like, his mechanics are so pure. They're so just, honestly, over-repped at this point. Like, you can tell this is something he has been grinding since he has been in middle school. But when he is out escaping outside the pocket, that cannon doesn't go anywhere. He still has it on him, and that's where I was mainly impressed with him at Michigan, was when he was rolling out, he's able to flip those hips, deliver an absolute needle of a throw to a wide receiver. And in terms of him just being an athlete and how he can impact the run game, I think we will see some read options at a point this season. I don't know if Kevin O'Connell has that in his bag. Maybe that's something he's going to have to, bring back out this year. But I think at a point, and maybe it's something we don't see for the first month or first 2 months of the season, but I think KOC will have that in his back pocket where it's like, we'll pull one of these. Maybe it'll be on a key 3rd and 2. JJ runs for 5 yards or something. But I promise you, we will see a read option at some point during the season. And, number 4 here, and this has nothing to do with McCarthy. This is all credit to the Vikings organization, the coaching staff, and just the talent they have on this roster. Support system matters. And you know what? Speaking about Colin Cowherd, I just thought about, before the draft, I remember he was saying, because he had Caleb Williams by far going to be the best quarterback, and he was saying, I think the second best quarterback of this class will be whoever goes to the Vikings. Now he's just completely hopped off that take. But I think the Vikes are the best support system for any quarterback in the NFL. I truly believe that. And it doesn't even, stop with Kevin O'Connell at the coaching staff. You have Josh McCown. I think Josh McCown is the best quarterback coach in the league. I was doing hot takes on a show earlier this week. I think McCown's going to get a head coaching job. So you have KOC, you got Josh McCown, and then you got these big boys up front now at the offensive line. You're getting the Vikings have 4 new offensive linemen this year. Christian Darrisaw, Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly, and Will Fries. Last year, that was Cam Robinson, Blake Brandell, Garrett Bradbury, and Dalton Reisner. The upgrades they have had at this offensive line are fantastic, and then we know the calling card of the Vikings. It's their weapons on the outside. I will challenge anybody watching the show right now. Find me a better team that has a better combination of 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a better tight end. I don't think you can find one in the National Football League. And also, talk about support system here. Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is a young quarterback's best friend. He is not even, I don't even think he's at the peak of his powers right now. I think he's going to have an unreal year. And when you just have that guy to throw the ball to, I think it's going to do generational things for J.J. McCarthy this season. And, the last reason why I think he'll succeed, the intangibles. This has nothing to do with who he is on the field. It has everything to do with who he is off the field. And if you guys have just heard him talk, hear him at the press conferences, he has this contagious energy about him. And I'm sure you guys have somebody who you're friends with or you work with where they just bring this positive energy everywhere they go. And people want to be around this guy. People want him to succeed. They want to go play for him. And I promise you, those guys in that locker room, I am happy Cowherd's saying this because all these guys are online. They see just about as much as we see. And they're seeing Cowherd dog their guy. They're seeing all this negativity around J.J. McCarthy. I'm sure these guys will be a little extra motivated where it's like, yeah, we're going to go do it for number 9. We're going to go do it for J.J. McCarthy. I'm going to get that little extra effort so J.J. can prove everybody wrong because also they see how hard this guy's working. They see him in the weight room, staying, after practice, getting there before practice. Every little thing you would want out of a starting quarterback, J.J. McCarthy is just that. That's all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say. I'm fired up for this season. I can't wait to watch him play, prove all these people wrong because it just never ends. It never ends. But if you guys made it to the end of today's show, hit me with a SKOL down below in the comment section, and we will see you guys next time. As always, SKOL Vikes.